Hi children, welcome back. Shall we all continue with another session of 9th class English Language and Literature? Second lesson, The Sound of Music. That's all about Evelyn Glennie. Before we carry on, shall we have a quick recap of the lesson, children? It was all about Evelyn Glennie, a young girl who was of 8 years old, who was noticed as she had some problem with her hearing by her mother. When she was sitting and playing piano, and she was called by her mother many a times, and she could not hear to her mom's voice. Then mom noticed that maybe something is wrong with her hearing, but she did not take it so serious, and she was not taken to the doctor as well. Then when she was around 11 years old, her academic scores have gone so low, whereas Evelyn's teachers have reported to the headmistress saying so that there might be a serious problem with her hearing, whereas resulted her losing her marks, academic scores. Then the headmistress has called the mother of Evelyn and the father of Evelyn as well, telling them to take her to the specialist, ear specialist. Then they realized the seriousness there, and immediately Evelyn was taken to the doctor, and therein she was diagnosed with complete deafness. That is, she is got the hearing impaired. And also she was advised to take the help of hearing aid, with which she can hear a little but not completely. And also she was suggested to go to a special school where the teachers teach only to the children having this kind of physical challenge of hearing low power. By listening to these things, Evelyn felt very sorry about herself. She really lost the hope at that moment of time when she was advised to do all these things. Then everything seems to be so black and blank around her. But 11-year-old girl Evelyn hadn't given up. She thought, fine, this is what I am, and this is what is given to me by the nature, and I had to live my life the same way. Let me not give up. Then she decided to just live her life, pursuing her passion of learning music. Pursuing is to continue. Then she thought of continuing her interest in listening and playing some music. But listening, would it be possible from her side? As it is, she is deaf. Yes, she can listen without hearing. That is what is being told as soon as the heading is given as sound of music. That is, listening to the music or the sound without hearing to it. Then what did she practice, children? As already we have discussed this in the last session. She used to experience and feel the vibrations around. Am I right? Yes, that's what she felt. Then let's carry on with the third paragraph now. So all of you, please get ready with your textbooks and also your running notes, making one of the pens ready with you. Here we go with the lesson, third paragraph. Please look into your textbooks. But Evelyn was not going to give up. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. One day, she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she wanted to play too. So this is where she decided very firmly that no, she is not going to give up. As soon as she looked at a girl who was playing xylophone, another musical instrument, then she decided firmly that fine, never mind, however I am, I would like to pursue my interest in music. Then she decided. Most of the teachers discouraged her. But what the people did around her, they discouraged her. They said that, come on, my dear, as you cannot hear, as you cannot listen to the music, how can you learn? How can you play? This is how they discouraged her. But there was a person who came like an angel here into her life. The percussionist Ron Forbes. Please underline this word, children, because he is the one to bring a turning point in her life. He was Ron Forbes and percussionist. Percussionist is nothing but a person who plays a musical instrument. It can be called as a drum or a tabla. If it is in India, we call it as tabla, kind of a musical instrument which will be played usually whenever the concerts go on along with the orchestra. So being one of the musical instrument players, he would also play. So that particular person who was named as Ron Forbes, please remember the name, children. He was a very important character to bring a major change in Evelyn's life. So it was Ron Forbes. He spotted her potential, then he noticed her talent. Spotting is nothing but noticing the hidden talent. So potential is the word. Potential means what? The ability. It is the talent, it is the skill which is hidden in Evelyn. So who noticed that she had some ability and lot of potential in her? That was Ron Forbes, who was a percussionist. Then immediately he began by tuning two large drums to different notes. Then what did he do? He started experimenting something new where she can listen to the drum beating without hearing to the sounds. Then what did he do? He brought two big drums and he started playing them, telling her, suggesting her and advising her, don't listen through your ears, my dear Evelyn. That is Ron Forbes. He's saying that don't listen by using your ears. And he would say, try to sense it some other way. Try to sense is try to feel, try to experience the sound. As soon as she heard that, she said, suddenly I realized I could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower one from the waist down. Then she felt that as the person who was bringing the change into her life was Ron Forbes. When Ron Forbes said that, come on, try to feel, try to sense the sound, then she started doing it. As he was ready with two different drums, one at the lower place and one at the higher place, he placed them, and when he started playing, then she could feel the sound. You know how? Waist is nothing but the upper abdominal part of her body. Then she could hear the upper drum from upper waist of her body and the lower drum sound from the lower part of her west part of her body. Then she started sensing the sound with the help of the vibrations, which is making her to feel the sound around her. That's how her first step was very successful. Then Forbes repeated the same exercise, and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in different parts of her body. Then it was Ron Forbes who noticed her potential and who started giving her the exercise of the same kind. Then very soon she realized that yes, with the help of the sounds and with the help of the vibrations created with the sounds, she could really feel the sound with the help of her own different body parts also. Then she says, I had learned to open my mind and body to sounds and vibrations. Then she says that now no more I need to really put my hard effort to try to listen by using my ears, but I can hear the sounds with the experience of the vibrations using my mind and other body parts. The rest was the sheer determination and hard work. Of course, children, in any of the fields, if one has to feel or one has to really taste the success, one has to put in the hard effort and one has to do the work having a lot of determination, with a lot of dedication, having the same focus and aiming at one particular target. Then her target was to make herself to be seen as one of the greatest musicians, right? Then she felt the same thing and she started pursuing her passion, having a lot of determination and putting in a lot of hard work from her side. Then she never looked back from that point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. Then see, children, what a drastic change here. When she was 11 years old, she really lost her hope for some while. Now she has reached to certain age of 16 years old. That is only in 5 years span of her time. There is a lot of change in her life, having a lot of determination and also having a lot of hard work. What did she do? She never looked back. Of course, children, the one who has the determination and the spirit to work very hard would never turn back. The same thing she did. And what did she do? She belongs to Scotland and she toured. She traveled around United Kingdom with a youth orchestra. Then she was one of the members of the orchestra, that is chorus, the group of singers and group of instrumental players. Then by playing the musical instruments along with others, being one of the members of the orchestra, she toured, she journeyed, she traveled around United Kingdom. And then when she was 16 years old, she decided to have her own music academy, fixing that music is her life. Now at 16 years of age, she decided that music is going to be her life now. And she auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the academy. Now the turning point of her life, another turning point, children, please underline this, because the lesson started with the same thing, where she was waiting for the train to board into the train, and it was described that she was excited and she was nervous also, because she was attending the Royal Academy of Music. We were being already given this information as well. So now at the age of 16, she has given her audition. Audition is nothing but a test. You all know that auditions, like entry test. If at all one is given a chance to put in their skill or the talent in front of the board members, the jury members, they would select based on the rate or the score what she gets. But here, our Evelyn, she scored the highest among all, and she stood first even. Then she gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances. So till 16 years of age, what did she do? She toured around United Kingdom, also giving many performances, being one among many as an orchestra player. But now once she has been selected in the Royal Academy of Music at the age of 17, then she thought of performing solo. Solo is individual performance. At the end of her 3 years course, she had captured most of the top awards. As she started her journey giving her solo performances at the age of 17, then 3 years time had passed and she has reached to certain heights where she was noticed receiving many and grabbing many awards in the musical field of the world. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. If you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. See how humble she is. Though she had reached certain height, though she had like so-called celebrity, but even then see how humble and simple she is. She is not calling herself as a hero, that yes, it is I to achieve this, only I could do this. No, she's not going to give the credit to her. She says that anybody can do this, but the only thing is one has to have the determination and one has to have the hardworking nature, and one must know the destination. Then of course success is yours. So she's trying to give us a wonderful message with her journey of her life. Children, one has to know the aim of the life and how to reach it. And once you start the way to reach your goal, how should you walk in? Having determination, never giving up, and having a lot of hard work, just focusing it, and there you are. That's what she says, that's how she could do it. And she got right to the top, the world's most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments and hectic international schedule. Then now she has become such a popular and very famous musical instrumental player, where she plays thousands of musical instruments related to percussionism. That is nothing but drums, different types of drums she plays now. And multi is different varieties of many. Then she has become sought in the sense you can really see such people very less in number. So she is such kind of a person. It is intriguing to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly without hearing. In our 2-hour discussion, she never missed a word. Men with bushy beards gave me trouble, she laughed. So see the humor in her words also here, children. It is intriguing, there is a word mentioned. Intriguing means, please underline the word. Intriguing is nothing but one has to have some curiosity, enthusiasm to know about. Then we can watch her performing or her instrumental playing when you really think that she has no power of hearing and how come she is able to do it? Then one will be very intriguingly observing her, having a lot of curiosity and enthusiasm, adding a lot of enthusiasm to it. One would be observing how would she do it. Then in 2 hours discussion of hers with her friend, she never missed a word, and she also had a lot of wit and humor. She says that the people having beards give her the trouble. She says so. And it's not just watching the lips, it's the whole face, especially the eyes. So why is she saying? She says that people with the beards would trouble her. It means because, as you all know, children, she cannot hear to the sounds and she would be watching the lip movement of the people. And the people having thick beard, it would cover the lips, isn't it? Then she would find a little difficulty to understand what are they trying to convey verbally to her. So she says that everything is fine, but talking to the people, talking to the men having beard, it would give me the trouble because I may not be that clear to watch their lip movement. That also she smiles and says. She speaks flawless with a Scottish lilt, because as she is from Scotland, lilt, the word is given L-I-L-T, it means it's accent or slang, you can call it slang. Then those people, like for example, if at all you take our English as well, it is Indianized English. Neither we speak American nor even the British, but we speak English, like Indianized English, which is globally approved, no problem, no issues as well. So here she speaks flawless, like continuous, flawless, without any interruption. She speaks very so well, but here and there people can notice that she belongs to Scotland. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11. Then she gives the reason why is she able to. Because usually children, the young children who are born to be deaf, they are automatically dumb even. Because once the child cannot hear, it cannot even speak. But she wasn't born deaf and dumb here, right children? So at the age of 11 only, she was diagnosed as completely hearing impaired, right? So she says, I learned almost the whole of speaking when I was 11 years old itself. That's how I'm able to speak. But that doesn't explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese. Therein she says that she could able to speak English. But how did she further learn and really gain a lot of perfection in Japanese? That she did not tell. Maybe only with the help of the vibrations and sounds, without hearing, only by watching she might have learned Japanese. That is what we need to assume. So children, isn't it so wonderful to really know about Evelyn? And now would you like to really see how does she look now? How old will she be? Of course, the whole of information is available very much in the internet, children. She was born on July 19, that's the 19th of July 1965, and now she is 54 years old and she still looks so beautiful, and still she performs as solo performances she gives all around the world. If at all you just surf through the internet, you can get a lot more information about. So by looking at this, we would assume what would happen further in her life. That is something which we deal in next day's session, that is tomorrow maybe. So children, before we sum up and we end up, just understand the main essence of the content today. Whatever I taught you, that is to never give up, and just select the aim at the same thing, having a lot of focus. Never lose your determination, never lose the spirit of hard-working nature, and just keep moving, and there is the success waiting for you to let you taste it. So this is what is the life skill taught by Evelyn for all of us. Hope all of you might have understood. So I shall be serving you the worksheet, children, depending on the same content what I taught you today. Please do attempt and try to even read the leftover lesson for next day's session. Then let's meet again. This is Vijaya signing off. Goodbye children. Take care. Stay home.